Oilersnation Everyday with your hosts, Tyler and Liam.
It's a seller's market, and these prices are absolutely insane. It's going to make people have to ask some really difficult questions. Liam, I need your 5-team trade list. Let's get into it with the lead. If Bowen Byram's getting you the 4th overall pick, I mean, I gotta see what they're offering for you, Liam.
What can they get for Nurse? Man's proven he can run a power play. Didn't he score 16 goals on the power play that one year?
No, that was still Tyson Barrie running the power play.
Oh, that was just 5-on-5 scoring. Good for him.
That is honestly what's crazy about
Imagine what he could do on the power play.
That Darnell Nurse year, when he scored 16 goals, he only scored one of them on the power play.
Damn. It's not bad. Good player. I wish the Oilers had someone like that.
5-on-5 scoring. Welcome into Oilers Nation Everyday. We're live from the Sports Closet studio. Check them out online at sportscloset.ca. Shows a presentation of Bet365. Download the app today. Must be 19 plus. Please play responsibly. The day after the Mike Babcock era officially begins, seems like the whole NHL was just waiting on the Oilers to get that solved before they went absolutely fucking nuclear on the trade market.
4 trades yesterday.
4 trades.
4 good trades yesterday, too.
Like I was going to say, and this wasn't Warren, not just because his name's top of mind, Warren Fogle for a 3rd-round pick, and we all got to be like, ooh, wow, what does this mean? These were legit bangers.
Yeah.
Bangers!
What was the first one?
Bangers and mash.
Don't trigger me like that. You know I get hungry around noon. Was Nemec the first one?
Yeah, so do you want to go through it in
chronological order?
Sure. DJ Bean, by the way, is our first guest today, or our only guest today, I should say. He'll swing by in about 15, 20 minutes' time. He's going to talk to us, give us his thoughts on the Babcock press conference, and give us his take on the crazy trade market around the NHL.
Eklund was first.
No, I think Nemec was first.
Was Nemec on the show?
Nemec was while I was doing the Blue Jay show.
Gotcha.
And then right after that was Eklund and all that. But let's go through it in chronological order. It's the news, and it's brought to you by our friends at LeaseBusters. LeaseBusters is a marketplace for lease takeovers. LeaseBusters matches people who want out with people looking to get in. If you've got a vehicle lease you don't want anymore, don't fight it. Don't do something crazy now. Just list it on LeaseBusters and move on.
Yep.
It's kind of like your trade marketplace. Is it a buyer's market? Is it a seller's market? Ooh, who knows? For more information, check out leasebusters.com. I guess you could find out by going there and checking out some of the prices. All right, first move of the day yesterday.
Nemec was 90 minutes before.
What are you Googling?
Nothing, don't look. I was trying to figure out something.
Okay. I think that might come up in Liam's board, what I just saw on your screen. So there's a good tease for later in the show, everybody. First trade of the day, the Calgary Flames acquire D-man Simon Nemec, the second overall pick from the 2022 draft.
Surprise second overall pick, if I remember correctly.
Along with forward Maxim Siplikov in exchange for Etienne Morin. Don't know him. A second-round pick in 2026. That's the 35th overall pick, and 2 other first-round picks. They're either coming in 27, 28, or 29. They get 2 of those 3 picks. Did Reese figure out the printer?
No,
we might have to go by hand. Should he draw? He's so busy though. He also has stuff to do.
Yeah, Reese has to do
stuff. Reese, I'll suffer.
I'll draw one. I can draw one. He can draw one.
Reese has a job to do. Reese can do his job and not worry about this. Okay. The first trade of the day was the Nemec power play minutes and gift him a lot of ozone time. I think that's the only path to this being a power play minutes and gift him a lot of ozone time. I think that's the only path to this being a win for Calgary. And what's puzzling is you have Zane Parekh, who is a right shot defenseman who you are probably only going to get the most out of if he's running a top power play. I don't understand why Calgary was jonesing to make this sort of a trade. It just doesn't feel like something they need right now. Like, if they were to push their chips in for Bowen Byram, who we'll get to in a minute, that would have made sense, because I'm like, hey, a bit more offensive. He can play the left side. Parek's a righty. Like, it all kind of matches up. I just feel like Nemec and Parekh, they're not identical, but their strengths, are they not pretty similar?
Yeah, you would think just offensive, productive guys. I don't really know a lot about Nemec anymore because he was kind of buried away a little bit in New Jersey. But how good is he at puck carrying in terms of, like, in comparison to Zane Parekh? Like, are they different in that regard? So it is interesting. Their other right side defenseman was Zach Whitecloud, if I'm remembering correctly, from last season. So I guess you have the three guys there. I'm in the sense of, like, get as many plays as you can that can make plays. And I think Calgary is kind of at the point in their rebuild where they still have 4 first-round picks over the next 3 years.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing for them. They got a good player. Whoever they were going to get in the draft wasn't going to help them this time around. I know they still have that pick, but the 2 picks. But eventually you just got to get to a point where it's like, we need to take a step and start pushing in the positive direction. And I honestly don't think Calgary's that far away from being a playoff team. I really don't. I think their mindset there is never to be like a bottom feeder, I guess is what I'm saying.
YouTube chat makes a good point. Apparently, Parekh prefers playing on the left side. I did not know that. If it is true, he's only listed as a right D everywhere I look.
Yep. I mean, their blue line is now...
Yeah, he's listed on the right side on DFO.
Kevin Ball, Zach Whitecloud, Yan Kuznetsov. That's pretty good of me. Simon Nemec, Ollie Matta, and Zane Parekh. I mean, it's not great, but they've got some positive assets there.
You've got some good young pieces with upside. I still just think, again, this trade in the moment being the first trade of the day, Nemec is a guy who had asked out. He was a redundant piece for that New Jersey team. Like, if I'm declaring a winner as we go through every trade, I think the Devils are the winners here. They got out of some cap space with Siplikov, which they really needed, and now they have extra first-round picks in 2027 and 28 that they can dangle. A second-rounder this year they can dangle. Like, I like this deal from New Jersey. On their blue line, they still have... They'll probably trade Dougie Hamilton, but even without Hamilton, Luke Hughes, Brett Pesce, Brendan Dillon, Jonathan Kovacevic, Jonas Siegenthaler. They still have 5 really, really good defensemen on that blue line. All pretty all cost controlled, or at least cheap in the sake of like the Dillons and the Kovaceviches. So I like this move. Nemec was redundant for them because they have Luke Hughes. I don't like it for Calgary because I think it's redundant for them because they have Zane Parekh. Second deal of the day.
I do want to say one other thing just on Nemec.
Okay.
I think, and I know they've kind of drafted after him and everything like that too, but like when you have a second overall pick and you can't figure out a way to make that work, then you are failing that player.
Yeah.
Like they didn't get gifted it, obviously, but you had the opportunity to pick a player that can push your franchise in a positive direction, and you failed at doing it. So I think that's actually quite a negative trade in the same way. Whilst it is a positive for New Jersey, they were able to get some assets back for him. It's like, this guy should have been great for you. Yeah. And I think he is a good player, and you just didn't allow him to be great. And maybe there's more that I don't know, and that's very possible. I'm not dialed in on New Jersey, but you know what I mean?
Let me throw like an opposite thing on you. You know, one of the best trades of the last 10 years, I guess it's more than 10 years ago now. Wow, time flies. But the New York Islanders sat and looked at Griffin Reinhart however long after picking him 4th overall, true. And they went, ooh, this guy's not developing the way he should be.
Yeah.
You're willing to give us what? Done. Maybe New Jersey sat here. 9th overall pick in a trade. Or sorry, no, it first came out, my apologies, that it was William Eklund going to the Ottawa Senators. I kind of thought San Jose was going to try get a piece for the now. I was like, oh man, are they going to get... Honestly, my first thought, as crazy as this went down, I was like, they might have just got Thomas Chabot. Because I know Ottawa was maybe looking at moving on from him because they're just going to keep Spence and some other guys on that blue line.
Yeah.
And they really like Clevin and all of that. And they have Sanderson. Like, their left side's a little crowded. I'm like, damn, Eklund for Chabot is a banger of a trade. And then I saw it was the 9th overall pick. And I went, okay, Ottawa's trying to fill the hole left by Brady Tkachuk. I like William Eklund, but he's never been anything close to a point-per-game player, and he's never scored 20 goals. I know he's an assist guy. They hopefully like the way he can match up, but like, his 2 most common line mates last year were Tyler Toffoli and Alex Wenberg. This guy wasn't playing with scrubs. He was playing with some pretty decent hockey players.
Yeah.
You know, again, I'm willing to say like he will play with better players and better offensive players in Ottawa, and that's where you're buying on the upside of a 23-year-old. He's played 3 years in the NHL. I think we kind of know what he is. I think he kind of plateaus out at like a 65-point two-way forward, which again has use for Ottawa. But when I think about using the best asset you got in the Brady Tkachuk trade, and that is the pick, that 9th overall is the best asset you got in that trade, I would have, if I was a Sens fan, I would have preferred to see them package that up and go get something bigger than just go get William Eklund and then still have these first. It feels like a move that keeps you in purgatory a little bit.
Yeah, he's interesting. I think Eklund's a good player. And I think having a guy that's come in the league and basically had 3 straight 50-point seasons is showing me he's trending in the right direction. Close to a 20-goal guy in all 3 seasons. Obviously, it didn't end up getting there, and that's the matter of fact. I think from the Ottawa side of things, I was surprised, kind of like what you were saying, that I thought this was going to be something more. And now I just wonder, like, there was a report from Pagnotti, you said, right? On Ristolainen. It's like, really? You're going to turn Brady Tkachuk into Eklund and Rasmus Ristolainen?
Dude.
But I also think from the other side for San Jose, why would you get rid... And I know they'll probably just draft Stenberg.
Why not both?
But why not both? And that's what I'm kind of looking at. Is like, why did you get rid of this guy who's just been a consistent 50-point player for you? Like, it is very difficult to score 50 points in the NHL consistently year after year. That's a good second-line player. And I just don't think, looking at the Sharks lineup, that Eklund was going to fall down the lineup.
But also, you're going to bring a lineup that's even younger next year. And that means a bunch of guys need to get paid at the same time. And all of that stuff, Eklund was cost-controlled for the next 3 years, which is why I'll give Ottawa, again, some credit here. Because if you're a market who's going to struggle to keep players, go get a guy who is locked up.
Yeah, totally.
You get Eklund for 3 more years at a really good number. And that is part of value, right? Like, the Senators are an organization that I don't think they're going to be spending to the cap every year. So having a good, cheap, top 6 player who is, again, good, that matters.
They got some great value contracts.
But isn't it kind of weird that San Jose, after taking a step forward, is seemingly like, no big picture? And again, they could get Stenberg and Daxon Rudolph and add a forward and a D-man to that prospect pool, and we could be looking at them in a few years and be like, oh shit, that was really smart to do. But in the moment,
it makes me want, there has to be more to come. Like, I wonder if they're looking at this and, like, you can argue if it's the right direction or not, but they're like, not Mason McTavish, what's the other guy's name? Mason Marchment or someone like that. Like, are they just looking at the market and be like, we actually need more of that guy than we need an Eklund kind of guy. More like grit than skill, I guess you could say. Mm-hmm. And maybe that's what we'll soon find out, I suppose.
Next trade. This is one where it involved a target of the Edmonton Oilers. Also, we're back up on YouTube, correct?
Don't know.
Yeah, perfect. Welcome back, YouTube. We're sorry for the delays. Washington acquires Jordan Kyrou. Yeah. And I could not wait to see the return on this. And I had to pick my jaw up off the floor when I saw it was Connor McMichael, Milton Gastrin, the third Howard, and our 2028 first-round pick. Yeah. And we would have both sat here and been like, what a fucking overpay.
Right.
And the Blues would have said no and taken Washington's package. That's how much he went for.
Yeah, he obviously took him a big price to get him. Mm-hmm. Do you think it's worth it? Like, the one thing I'm trying to wrap my head around all of this stuff, what are draft picks even worth anymore? Like, what do they matter in the grand scheme of, like, I think you want more, like, for Washington to have the 16th overall pick is a little bit irrelevant to them in the sense of, like, what I'm saying is St. Louis is like, well, that's valuable to us because now we have 4 shots in the first round to get a good player. Well, Washington has 1, and they're like, is 1 as good as 0? Like, it might be, to be honest. Like, obviously, getting a player is more valuable, but you know what I mean?
But
like,
the McMichael part of this, and someone in the DFO Live YouTube today made a good point. They're like, hey, you just wait until St. Louis, because McMichael is an RFA right now, so he needs a new deal.
Okay.
And he's only got 2 more years of RFA eligibility.
So see what they get.
So they were like, you wait till McMichael needs an $8 million extension and makes just as much as Kyrou. Do you view the trade differently then? And it's like, well, I don't know. Like, McMichael can play a bit of center. He's a good piece. And again, like a piece that the Oilers don't have. And that's what concerns me when I look at this trade market and start to try to view it from an Oilers perspective. Like, I wouldn't have minded William Eklund on the Oilers.
No, definitely not.
They don't have the ability to give up that kind of an asset for him. I would have loved Jordan Kyrou on the Oilers. The Oilers are in a spot. They cannot compete in this market.
They're going to really struggle to... Like, but on the positive side, does this give you a little bit more optimism on the Nurse trade? It's interesting. Like, I really don't know how to feel about it, considering this. Like, Kyrou's a big ticket. I think one thing about Kyrou, like, we know he's an offensive guy. Like, we know what he's ceiling
35 plus goal potential.
Yeah. Also, I got this cool little analytics thing. Have you seen this that I showed you? I didn't show you this.
Well, you did, right?
Sport Logic.
Oh, yeah, you did. You showed me this the other day.
So this is...
Liam showing me something and not watching the show.
Sorry, I'll walk you guys through it. Jordan Kyrou, even strength offense generated per 20 minutes, I guess, is in the 95th percentile of the NHL.
Wow. And where's McMichael?
75th.
So they basically traded a good player for a great player and attached the 16th overall pick and a good prospect.
Yeah, essentially. Okay. So I think when you look through this Jordan Kyrou stuff, I'm trying to figure out what half this stuff means. He is rated really highly in a lot of offensive categories. So, but yeah, I don't know what the others are going to do.
So I went and I picked my jaw up off the floor after reacting to the Kyrou McMichael trade. And then it fell back on the floor when I see Bowen Byram and Jordan Greenway in exchange for the 4th overall pick, the 45th overall pick, and Louis Crevier, a 6'8" defenseman.
Who's good?
I
actually quite like him. I think he was a 7th round pick for Chicago as well.
Yeah.
I find this trade very interesting.
Okay.
For a couple of reasons. I mean, the obvious one is the
4th overall pick.
Huge.
Bowen Byram was a year away from unrestricted free agency. Jordan Greenway was a pretty shitty $4 million contract.
Yes. Yes, he is. He seems like a cap dump. Like, it seems like Buffalo just got themselves, like, I think Byram's a good player. I don't want to take that out of the context. But, like, Chicago's helped Buffalo re-sign Benson.
Yes. And do more.
Yeah. But they're not going to sign Tuck. It seems like might go to Washington.
We'll talk about that, yeah.
But with Byram, have we ever seen his true potential? Like, I feel like he's never had the opportunity to really thrive at what he was so good at. And the reason he went 4th overall is because of how offensively dominant he was for the Vancouver
So he can
Giants.
run a power play and play a ton with Connor Bedard, and maybe that unlocks something in Bowen Byram.
That's what I kind of think. Because obviously, Cale McCall was in his way in Colorado, Darlene in Buffalo. And he got a little bit of power play time, but like, no, I'm sure a lot of it was just like scraps, to be honest. Like last 30 seconds, we've all seen it in Edmonton. So I think of that side of things, like if Chicago can get that out of him, does it make it worth it for them to do this deal? In a way, yes. But I also think Chicago needs to figure out how to find offensive defensemen. Because they drafted Leshunov 2nd overall, similar to what I'm saying about the Nemec stuff. It's like, that guy needs to figure it out, and I think he took steps. But then they also got Kevin Korchinski. He was a 7th overall pick. He hasn't worked out. It's okay, like, maybe you guys need to reevaluate, and maybe this is them reevaluating their offensive approach to things. So I like Byram. I think he's a good player. I think he has a lot of promise. Would I have given up the 4th overall pick for him? No.
I know. Buffalo got the 4th overall pick, a bunch of cap space, a pretty good young defenseman in Louis Crevier, and another good asset in the 2nd round that they can now use. Like, that's crazy.
Well, when I was looking at it too, and I saw initially he was going there, I was like, what's Buffalo going to do now on their blue line? Like, obviously they've still got Power, Darlene, Samuelson. There's one other guy I think who's good on that team, whoever it is. But they just moved on from Kesselring. Byram was going. I think adding in Crevier, is that how you say his name?
Yeah.
Well, great. Now you got a bottom pairing guy who has probably top 4 fill-in potential. He's 6'7". 6'7".
Darlene, Power, Samuelson, Timmins, Crevier. You go to the market, you sign one decent veteran to slot in there and settle everything down, and you're good to go. Remember, they have Ritti Merchka coming up through their system too.
Yeah.
So I think the Sabres made out like gangbusters in this deal.
I think so too. Even strength offensive generated plays per 20 minutes for Bowen Byram.
Liam, big analytics guy.
82 percentile.
So again, like that's fine. Yeah. But if you're moving and again, they now have to pay Bowen Byram because he's a UFA next summer. So that's the other part of this is it's not like you got Bowen Byram on a bargain deal. Like Kyrou cost controlled $8 million. I'm like, there's value in a team getting that.
Yeah.
You now have to pay Bowen Byram market value. That's crazy.
Yeah, agreed. Although, whilst I say 82nd percentile for that, even strength overall rating per 20, 27th percentile.
That's bad.
That's not good.
DJ,
I don't know what that means, but it's not good.
DJ will be stopping by at some point here today.
It is kind of crazy, like the layers you can get in for like analytics. Like some of the stuff is like, do I even need to know that? Like, how are you tracking that?
Yeah,
it's just weird. There was something else I wanted to say about Chicago. Is Kyle Davidson a good GM?
I don't know. I don't
know either.
Why? But like,
I can't quite decide yet.
So you look at their blue line, Liam, and again, like they could have kept Crevier in this mix.
Yeah.
Vlasic, 25, same age as Byram, obviously. But Vlasic, these are their D-men under contract for next year. Vlasic, 25, Wyatt Kaiser, 23, Lev Shunov, 20, Rinzel, 21, Del Mastro's 23, RFA, Korchinski, 22, RFA. So you have all of these young defensemen. Like, they probably could have gotten, for Crevier, the second-round pick, and probably something else. They could have went and gotten, and I'm not saying these two players are comparable at all, but, like, you could have went and gotten Colton Parayko.
Right.
And gotten like a true veteran to settle things down and eat these minutes. And then you could have taken 4th overall and gotten a shooter for Connor Bedard.
Right.
Which is what they need. They didn't take Demidov that year. They took Lev Shunov. Everyone went, you could have had Connor Bedard's line mate for the next 15 years. Okay, that's fine. You wanted the good like they keep prioritizing their blue line. And I don't know. It's puzzling for me. And to wrap it all in with the Oilers, all the trades yesterday just showed me I'm very concerned Edmonton can't compete in this market. And I think if you were someone, we all we're hoping for a big, big splash and sort of that jaw-dropping, game-changing forward to come into the lineup. I just don't see a path to it happening, or a path to it happening where it's a trade in which I'm very comfortable with. Like, could they offer their 2028 first-round pick for Jake DeBrusk? I guess. I also think there's a world Jake DeBrusk goes for more than that based on what we're seeing.
I don't think DeBrusk would go for more than that. Like maybe he had a prospect in there. Yeah, but he's only a 50-point guy. And I'm not saying, and like, but I think the difference is, I know he just said he's a 50-point guy, and Eklund is a 50-point guy, but one of them is 23. Eklund, that's why he went for the 9th overall pick. Like, Jake DeBrusk is a distressed asset with, I think, some potential, of course. Someone did ask. It was Jake said, would you guys trade Savoy to get a better top 6 forward? It would honestly really depend who it was. Like did I say it on the air, Marchenko, yesterday?
Yeah.
I would trade Marchenko for Savoy, or Savoy for Marchenko.
The only reason I'm hesitant on that is because I know Marchenko might take a $10 million deal right away. So then you lose financial flexibility. Yeah. Like, there is a part of it where it's like Savoy, if you can get Savoy locked up for $5 million a year on an 8-year or on a 7-year deal this summer, then like maybe that changes how you view the two players and their value per dollar. But yes, I would do that. If Nashville had Philip Forsberg on the table, I absolutely do that. Like, Matt Savoy's not untouchable, especially considering what the market is right now. Mm-hmm. Like, if I could get Philip Forsberg and the cost is Matt Savoy and the 2028 first and but like based on what, like, if Jordan Kyrou is going for a package that is greater than Howard, Savoy, and a first, and again, the first the Oilers can deal isn't until 2028. If Nashville puts Philip Forsberg on the market, you can't get him. Like, if they and he has a no movement clause, so like maybe that's a saving grace here. But like, let's not kid ourselves. Philip Forsberg isn't going to be like, I'm like Dylan Larkin saying I'm only going to 3 spots. If Philip Forsberg does that, he's not going to be like, I'm only going to 3 spots, Edmonton, and then 2. Like, let's be realistic here. It's going to be so hard for this team to win a bidding war on anybody, and it, honest to God, scares me.
Then they got to figure out ways to make it happen correctly, I guess. And like, there's obviously still a market for bargains. We haven't seen it yet. I think yesterday was kind of obviously a crazy day, but there's always a way. You've just got to figure it out.
Yeah.
I don't know how. Maybe they get a first-round pick back in the Nurse deal.
I mean, nothing should surprise us with how yesterday went.
Yeah.
It's McDoused. It's silly season. Yeah, it is.
And I kind of love it.
Is. It's fucking awesome.
It's the best. Seeing all the trades yesterday was just nuts. It gives me hope that we are the NBA.
Yeah. I also, reading the stuff yesterday about how DJ Smith likes Darnell Nurse and the Oilers doing like maybe they won't trade him. If we think the 8th coach of Darnell Nurse's career is going to be the one that fixes all these issues, like, come on.
Should be good.
What are we doing?
Because for people who don't know, DJ Smith just coached Darnell Nurse at the World Championships.
Yeah. Okay. The other piece of news from the NHL is that Jarmo Kekalainen, speaking to the media in Buffalo, says Alex Tuch is not going back to the Sabres. He wishes Alex Tuch all the best, says they are now fully focused on trading his rights. Elliot Friedman saying the Washington Capitals are the front runners. The other report from, I believe it was Gregor, said that the expected contract for Alex Tuch is somewhere in the Adrian Kempe range, which is 8 years, $10.6 million. So let me ask you this. If the Buffalo Sabres said, Darren Radish cost a 5th-round pick to get his rights.
Yeah.
Let's say that's the same here. Top of the market free agent. You're getting him early, so you give Buffalo a 5th-round pick. Would you give Alex Tuch, knowing what we know about the trade market, would you give Alex Tuch an 8-year, $11 million contract?
No, I wouldn't. He's not better than Kempe.
But what if the alternative is you can't get involved in any trade because you don't have the assets? Like, you have to overpay with something this summer.
But you don't have to panic. Like, the Oilers can go into the season with... you can find a top 6 guy temporarily, and then at the deadline, see what happens there. But, like,
I don't know if you can.
Overpaying for Alex Tuch just isn't the right thing to do. Like, he's just not. Like, he's not an $11 million player. That is the elite of the elite. And I understand the market and everything like that, but he's just not. I don't think he'll go that high. I think that's why Buffalo is like, no, we're not signing you. I think he's more of like a $9 million guy. So I would shave $2 million. If it was like 9.5 or something like that, obviously.
What if it was 8 by 10?
No, I don't think. I really don't.
But you
think
get a guy without giving up anything.
No, I understand that. You could just go sign like this. I would have to look really deeply on the market, to be honest.
Well, pull them up.
Oh, I'm so bad at navigating the web.
No, on your IQ.
Oh my! I
did
actually just type in.
I know. I can see you're looking at them. That's why I said, "Tell me what the numbers say."
Okay, it says here.
Give me some percentiles.
Which one do you want to know?
The same ones you gave me for like Byram.
Oh, this is not good.
Oh, okay. Well,
this is not good. Even strength, offensive, generating plays per 20.
Oh no.
63 percentile. Here's another one. Even strength overall rating per... I don't know why it's in per 20, by the way.
I hate this new version of you.
I don't know how to change the settings.
This is the world we live in.
51 percentile. What's another one you want to know?
I think I'm good. I think I've made my decision. I would not sign him to an $11 million contract.
Slot pass attempts, 2.6.
And I've always said I need a guy with good slot pass attempts per 20.
But he's only 40% accurate. I don't know if this is per 20. It doesn't say specifically on this.
Well, if it's not per 20, I don't want it.
So, who's a free... Like, give me a free agent name. Or, like, a trade option who you would be like... If the Oilers can't get Tuch, I want this guy.
Let's do that later because we'll look into Larkin's top 50. DJ Bean's here.
We have a top 50. Okay. Well, if DJ wants to know any percentiles,
yeah, we'll let him know. Start. Yeah. Okay. Our guest line is brought to you by your Prairie Toyota dealers. Looking to dominate off the ice as much as your team does on it? Check out the Toyota Tacoma. Its standard I-Force engine boasts an impressive towing capacity of up to 6,400 pounds. In fact, it's the most powerful Tacoma ever. So whether you're hauling gear to the rink or heading to an away game, you can tackle it with ease. Experience power, capability, and convenience with the Toyota Tacoma. And right now, you can lease a 2026 Tacoma for $110 weekly at 5.69% APR for 60 months with just $7,099 down. Visit shoptoyota.ca or your local Prairie Toyota dealer. It's time to Toyota. It's time to welcome in DJ Bean, 1/3 of the hit show What Chaos. Always a pleasure to have DJ on. Oh, drinking Dunkin' Donuts. I will say,
damn.
When people come up to Canada and they're like, oh, I can't wait for Tim Hortons. And I'm like, what are you guys talking? Like, it's Tim Hortons. I go down to the States and whatever hotel I'm at, I'm immediately searching for a Dunkin' near me.
Yeah, shout out my guy, Hugh Abroad. It's a Scottish traveler with a bajillion followers who is just ripping up Boston. And he had a bunch of amazing videos that would take him to various places. He'd be like, today I'm trying the world famous. And then he would say something in Boston I'd never heard of. And I was like, okay, whatever. And when he did it with dunks, it was amazing because I'm like, I don't think I know, like, what is the good thing at dunks? And he was like eating everything. And then I was like, oh, it's just like coffee with a bunch of sugar in it. And he liked it. And it made me happy. But yeah, all these places, like, none of them are amazing. I will say, though, hopefully Starbucks isn't a sponsor or anything. I like Starbucks, but people who are like, I won't have Tim Hortons or I won't have Dunks, those are trash. I'll have Starbucks. I'm like, the quality isn't better from one place to the next. Yeah.
Oh,
relax.
Strong disagree. Strongly.
What do you get at Starbucks though?
Grande chai tea latte with oat milk, and sometimes I'll get a cake pop.
Why do you say shit like that? That's different though, because you're getting a chai tea. You're getting a chai tea latte, so like that totally changes the conversation.
But I'm getting what I wanted.
I know, but if you were just going for like a normal run-of-the-mill coffee, I'd be like, Starbucks, you don't need to do that.
Interesting debate.
Starbucks just burns their beans so it tastes differently from other places, and then they are like, and that's why it's really good. But really, it's just like way more expensive for the same quality.
This seems like a cash grab.
Yeah, that's right, boys. I'm doing drops.
I love it
today.
I love it. Yesterday was absolutely insane, and to tie it into the Oilers, I looked at some of those prices and the big conversation we were having before. I'm scared the Oilers just don't have the assets to get in on anybody on the trade market. Like, I liked Kyrou. The Oilers could have offered Howard Savoy and their next first-round pick, and they would not have gotten him.
Not yet. They don't, which part of me likes that, because a lot of these are, it's a market that the NHL has certainly agreed upon. Like, what they think of these picks is a lot less than what we thought of these picks, maybe. Like, draft picks just don't matter in this draft right now. We had Cam Robinson on a little while ago, and he said a director of amateur scouting told him he hated this draft and hoped his team would trade all of their draft picks because he was like, hey, like, what do you think of the guys in this draft? And he was like, I think they all suck. I hate them all. I don't want any of them, and I want my team to. So this market is weird and this market is crazy, but like, yeah, you're right. The Oilers don't have any of this stuff that's getting thrown around right now. They can't make any of these moves, which partially makes me happy, because usually when Stan Bowman makes moves and he makes trades, I'm not happy. So he's being saved from himself a little bit by not having these assets.
Yeah, like his under the radar trades are the one that they hit.
So
like,
maybe that's a reason to be optimistic here.
Yeah, like if he's not trying
but
to
even
get
that,
Tristan
like,
Jarry,
I thought,
like, it might be good.
Not that I thought that like William Eklund was a like distressed asset or anything, but the recent-ish first round pick or like the young player type of thing, like, he's good at that. But I don't think, like, if a Pod Colson's available, I don't think Pod Colson's going for a 4th round pick like he did when the Oilers got him. I think that guy's going for a 2nd round pick now. Just like the prices to get guys already in the league are crazy right now. So part of me's happy that he's not paying crazy prices, but part of me is also like, I think they badly need a right wing. And I think that they need a decent left shot defenseman. And I think they need not one, but 2 goalies. So we haven't seen any goalies get traded in this. So we don't know if the inflated market has made its way to goalies, which typically goalies don't cost you anything. So maybe if they go out and they get a Cosa or they get a DiPietro, it's still going to be for relatively nothing. But who knows? Like, prices are crazy.
Is DiPietro good? Like, he's in Boston.
Yeah.
Like, I just hear his name so much, and I don't know.
I don't know. But I also didn't know if Bussy was good. And I think that Bussy's success makes me interested in DiPietro. And I know that Merrick likes DiPietro, and he's talked about him for a while. So I wouldn't hate... I mean, I think that DiPietro is probably in the same category as a Cosa, where it's like, I don't know, like that's a good piece to make your backup while you hope you have a more of a sure thing, and then maybe DiPietro, Cosa, whoever it is, can be the person that ends up stealing a job. Like back in the day, the Bruins had Felix Potvin and Andrew Raycroft. And I was really excited that they had 9 million-year-old Felix the Cat. But in fact, it was Andrew Raycroft who ended up stealing that job in short order. But having Potvin at least lets you go into the season thinking, we've got a goalie. I don't think that Jarry is that. Like, Jarry, I don't even think is I don't trust to be a placeholder. I am getting close to, and I'm going to use your word, I don't know if it's a Canadian thing, but you say it differently than I've ever heard, Tyler. I'm ready to bury Jarry.
Bury.
Just like
put him,
Yeah.
wave him and say peace.
Just thank you for the $1.25 million in cap space. You got to get you. We can't count on you. And I think that the move should be to have a Cosa or a DiPietro as one of those guys. And if you're gonna have a cheap AHL-ish option as one of your goalies, the other one needs to be a fine-ish starting goalie in the NHL. And I never think that of Tristan Jarry. I could be wrong.
So we've disagreed on this quite a bit, but like I want them to get to a path where it's Ingram with a young guy, Ingram with DiPietro, sure, Ingram with Cosa, sure.
Fine. Yes.
And to get to that point, I'd be willing to keep 50% of Jarry and potentially even attach an asset to move on from him. And this is going to sound like very Oilers Homer-ish, but like if you were to go to Detroit and say, we're going to overpay you for Tristan Jarry, for Sebastian Cosa, and you have to take Jarry at 50% retained to get this deal across the finish line, there's a chance Detroit sits there and says, you know what? We'll take him, play him behind John Gibson, who's a bulk 50-game-a-year guy, or at least that's what they're paying him to. Like, that's my path here. Even if I have to eat money on Tristan Jarry, which would take Stan Bowman kind of swallowing his pride and admitting he made a bad trade, I'm willing to do it because I don't... Unless it's Ingram Jarry, and that's their plan next year, which I don't think it's going to be, I just don't think you can trust, to your point, trust Jarry with a young guy.
Okay, friend of the show and member of the show, for my show, Sean DePaz, is monitoring and just texted me a great point. And this is going to come up with any player, so many players when we're saying, hey, the Oilers should get this guy. Can Connor Ingram be your starting goalie if Mike Babcock is the coach? This is a guy who's been through a lot of shit, man. And I think has obviously proven himself to be very strong in being able to get through what he's gone through. You give that guy Mike Babcock as a head coach? I don't like that.
I think he's going to Ottawa.
People keep saying that, but
yeah, like, Bob said it yesterday.
Bob said it. Not good.
Bob, my favorite part of the show yesterday, I listened to Bob's show. Someone texted in FML, and Bob didn't know what it meant. And it was great because yesterday was such an FML day for Oilers fans. So he was like, someone texts in on like the River Cree Resort text line.
Also a sponsor of ours. Shout out River Cree Resort and Casino.
Hell yeah. Shout out River Cree. Hey, shout out Collective Soul. If you want to hear such hits as The World I Know and Spit Me Out, I think you're trying to get to that. Oh, look at that. Boards, you're the best. Yeah, you can catch him July 28th at the venue at River Cree Resort and Casino. That's The World I Know. I'll tell you what. Spit Me Out, probably my favorite Collective Soul song. But if you want to hear those hits, get to the venue at the River Cree Resort Casino. All right. But yeah, he was like, someone texts in on the River Cree text line. Something, it's letters. I don't think I know what this means, but it's ML with another letter in front of it. I think I can guess what that is. I was like, I loved it yesterday on the Babcock day. People are just texting into Oilers now being like, FML.
It's funny. It was an FML day for literally everybody but Bob Stoffer yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
And that's the thing. I haven't known a way to say this that wouldn't piss Bob off. Like, I love Bob, and I trust Bob so much. And I know that Bob's smarter than me on a lot of Oilers things. I don't know anyone who thinks the Babcock thing is a good idea except Bob. And that sounds like a shot at Bob. But what it's really saying is I don't know anyone who thinks the Babcock thing is a good idea except for one person. And the one person I know who thinks it's a good idea is really smart. So that's what I'm clinging on to on like maybe it can sort of work out. Bob thinks it's a good idea.
He's also paid by the...
So
I'm not going there.
Knock it off
too much. Yeah, I love Bob too. He's been great.
Bob did his interview with Babcock yesterday, and he played it on his show. And did you listen to it, DJ?
I did not, but I can guess if Bob asked any questions about his past that Babcock told him it was a good question. That was my favorite part of the press conference, other than my man slugging that water. We put together a supercut of him drinking the water. Oh, my God. Man put in the work, an absolute hydro homie. And the supercut of him drinking the water, it's when questions are being asked. So it's like, abusive to players. You abuse players. It's just him taking the cap off, drinking. It's like DJ Smith answering for him, and you could see out of frame him reaching for the water and drinking it.
Can John send that to us?
Yeah, Sean, can you send it to them? The whole thing yesterday sucked, and I didn't want my listeners to get mad at me, but I'm like, I fucking think I love this guy. He's a horrible man. But I was watching this press conference and I was like, oh fuck, I fear this rules.
I know. I've decided. I woke up this morning and I thought I've kind of just had enough of Mike Babcock and just like talking about like all the stuff he's done, and like we shouldn't forget it. Obviously, he's an asshole, which he was point blank asked by Jason Gregor. When will you stop being a dick?
Like, that's crazy that Gregor said dick at a press conference.
And then, but the one thing...
no one batted an eye. And then he said, as he said with all the other ones, well, it's a good question. Yeah. Just total normal press conference when the man in a suit at a podium is being told he's a dick. And he's like, oh, well, obviously. Proceed.
The other thing that was stupid in the press conference, I've not even got to the point I was trying to get to yet because I keep getting distracted by it. But, like, why did they force them all to wear the polos when clearly they all showed up to work in suits, I would assume?
Well, or did they show up in polos and then pivot to suits? Well, that's really confusing.
Just
to me.
Wear the polo. Just wear the Oilers golf polo. I feel like that was a fine thing. But the actual point I want to make, which gave me some encouragement, I thought this was very interesting. And I don't think it was supposed to be an arrogant thing that he said, but it probably was. But he said in his interview with Bob Babcock that until you've won, you don't know how to win. And he's like, you feel like you kind of have this like special formula of how to do it. And I thought that was interesting in the sense of like, he's probably right. Like when you win something, you think like, I know how to do this again. And like, it's obviously very difficult to do, but like, he's won obviously for a while. And I just thought that was like an interesting thing for him to say, DJ.
One time when I was like 14 years old, I played the third Master of Puppets solo cleanly.
No, wow.
I can't do that again. That's a once in a... some things you do and you're like, wow, how'd that happen? And then you don't do it again. Okay? Like, at some point, I'll probably do well in Pop-A-Shot. I've never done it in my life. I'm terrible at Pop-A-Shot. One time I'm going to have a good round. I'm not going to know how to do that again. Okay? And also, I'm exaggerating. I didn't play it that cleanly, but I played it better than I had other times. And I was like, well, that's just going to be about it. No. What? Like, okay. So then why didn't he keep winning? Why didn't I?
That's my point.
I covered some of his series in those years that he was not winning series. And yeah, he still kind of scared the shit out of other coaches with his line matching. And I am a little excited to see some of that old, like, I love the Babcock thing of making, he used to put, like, you can ask Landon Ferraro next time he's on with you guys. He won't remember me, but when he played for Boston, I used to like talking to him about Mike Babcock. And he would talk about, like, oh, in the playoffs, he would have me, he'd be like, okay, you're on Stamkos. And I was like, why? That was like a crazy thing to, like, with all due respect to everybody. And he was like, I said the same thing. But he would have the fourth line be like, you know what? Your job is to not get murdered when you are out there. And if Steven Stamkos does not score 1,000,000 goals against you guys, we're going to try to win the rest of the line matchups. I kind of like that sort of thing. I don't like the idea of if he's like, okay, Frederick, it's you and Celebrini, buddy. You're going to do it. I don't know if he has the personnel to do it, but some of the, like, I always liked some of the kind of galaxy brain, I'm going to do this thing that Mike Babcock would do. It didn't always work, but I don't know. I'm a crazy guy. I hope I'm not an abusive guy, but I can see eye to eye with some of the, let's do some of this weird shit stuff that Mike Babcock used to do. And of course his, just his, like, he'll have his guys where he's like, I like this guy, and I'm deciding that he's going to be way more important than he should be.
Well, you think about it.
Which is very non-Oilers-y, because they're like, we like these three guys. They're the only ones who do anything. Sorry, go on.
Joel Quenneville kind of galaxy brain the Oilers with what you were saying about Ferraro. He was just like, hey, what's that guy's name? Tim Walsh? Walsh?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, you have to play against McDavid every night, and you will shut him down. I know McDavid's leg was basically broken in half, but like he did it, and it worked. They knocked him out.
Did you send the? I'm sorry. Did I sent? By the way, tell Boardsy I sent him the water thing. Did a waterboard, if you will. Did you guys also find out who Washi was during that round? Because all three of us did.
Yeah, I wasn't familiar with
that rules.
Actually, is his name Washi or Walshy?
Tim Washi.
Tim Washi. Yeah. Because the other guy that played on that line was a defenseman.
Ian Moore.
Yeah, that guy.
And Jeffrey Veal.
What a lineup. And they knocked out the others.
That was the best. I remember watching game 1. That was a big Dick Jesus game, if I remember, right? Did he score twice?
Yeah.
Got to pay for that. And I remember watching that game and being like, yo, we're all Pete, Sean, and I were all in Buffalo watching the game together. And we were like, none of us knew who this Washi guy was, but we were like, that's so exciting. We're watching a playoff game, and when Connor McDavid is on the ice, we're learning about a player we'd never seen before. How crazy is this? Oilers blew that game, came back and won it, and I was like, yeah, this is going to be an easy series. Then what happened? Hello, Mike Babcock.
All right. Let's say goodbye to DJ because it's almost match day. You wore red to celebrate a big match for Team Canada today at the World Cup. Thank you.
I did. You know I'm Tajon down. Shout out Tajon Buchanan. Love Team Canada.
Are you is Pete English? I seen him wearing England shirts. Or what's the deal there?
I don't think Sean can hear right now, but he would lose his mind. Sean wants to kill Pete for wearing England clothes. Sean is very upset as an American that Pete is England down. I think that Pete's his own man and can do and wear what he wants, but Sean is not on board.
Is he England down for any particular reason or just because he wants to piss off
What's your
Sean?
reason for being England down again? Paddington. So that's fair. Liam, I think that you'd be on sense.
Yeah, I would be great. I've never seen Paddington 2. I remember when Pete was on our show once, he was like, oh, have you guys seen Paddington 2? And I said, to be polite, I was, oh, I think so. And he replied and said, you would know if you've seen Paddington 2. So that always sticks with me. I still haven't seen it, but Paddington 1 was great. Go England.
See, Paddington 1 I thought was good to very good. Paddington 2 is elite, actual 10 out of 10 movie. Or 100 out of 100 movie. Like, really one of the best films ever.
Okay, I'll watch. I've actually been on a Hunger
million
Games
times,
run, so.
and Pete's seen it 10 million times.
Okay,
it's Pete's favorite movie ever.
I'll watch it. Pete.
When we talk to you next in 7 to 14 days, on a scale of 1 to 10, how surprised do you think we'll be at what the Oilers get up to?
Well, is this
it's a weird way to phrase
endearing or
it.
surprising derogatory? You know,
endearing.
There's still things they could do. Like, I don't know. Like, I still call up Tampa and be like, "Yo, you want to toss us Oliver Bjorkstrand's rights, and we can figure that out." Or maybe if you can sign Kapanen for a not horrible. I want to know that they have a decent-ish right wing to play on the second line. I think that once they do that, no matter what they do the rest and address the goaltending in some way, shape, or form, I can live with their defense being sort of questionable. If they can get a good right wing who can contribute 20-ish goals, then I'm going to think that offense is actually like really, really good. So do that without doing something stupid, but my concern is always because it's Stan Bowman, they're also going to do something stupid. I don't have a problem with either the Murphy or the Dickinson contracts. Those are fine. So cool, but on a scale of 1 to 10, I think one way or another, just a 7 because it's the Oilers.
Fair.
All right.
DJ, as always, appreciate your time. When's the next
Are
What
you gonna
Chaos
play the
live
water
show?
thing?
Yeah, we will.
Nice.
Okay,
I'm going to keep watching then.
Do we have sound?
Is there a sound to it?
Yeah, put sound on.
Yeah, there is.
Oh, here we go. God,
Look at this.
Is that a second ball?
No, you did one bottle.
No sound. Okay, no sound.
You guys
just plugging away.
You guys just find stuff
That's
that I would just never look for, you know?
Oh, dude, no. I watched this press conference twice all the way through yesterday. It was the second time that I caught it.
I love that you watched the press conference twice all the way through.
Look at this tip.
He's getting to the end. Oh, slow-mo replay.
Gangster.
Oh.
Lefty. Trick shot.
That's Like
Oh,
he was all over it, man. And by the way, I compared it to Manny Malhotra's introductory press conference in which he took one sip.
That's interesting. That's
It's
just because
different.
and they're rationing money in Vancouver. Isn't Manny Malhotra getting paid like $8 an hour?
Oh, is that true?
Pagnotta said he's going to be the only coach in the NHL paid in Canadian dollars.
Oh no.
They're paying him like the report I think was that he's getting 1.5 million Canadian.
That's a lot of money.
Damn.
That's half of Chris Knobloch's money for not working.
That's less than a third of Chris Knobloch's money. Chris
yeah.
Knobloch was paid an American like a normal coach.
That's wild.
NHL.
All right. DJ, when's the next What Chaos stream that people can find?
Probably Saturday, but there's a good chance we're gonna have to be breaking in. Sean's going to a World Cup game tomorrow, which is very exciting.
Nice.
And then Sean's covering the draft. We have, I believe Sean is going to be asking draft prospects after they get drafted, "Do you have a cat?" And it's going to be an amazing supercut. So that's going to be Sean's contribution to the NHL draft, and it's going to absolutely rule. So watch out for that. And then, we're going to have post-draft stuff on Saturday, but we're going to be around a lot this offseason, and hopefully we can chat with you guys more often.
Absolutely.
Sounds good.
DJ, appreciate you popping on. Have a good week.
Bye, boys.
There you go, DJ Bean from What Chaos. We have 6 minutes till the match, and we haven't built our same gamer yet. So
I did it already.
Okay, well, you got to pass it along to me. What are we doing
here? Both teams to score.
Where do I find that?
Yeah, I'll just send you the bet slip.
Both teams to score, yes.
Both teams
I don't
to
like having to root for Switzerland to score, but continue.
Both teams to get a card.
Both teams, so cards. Both teams to receive cards, yes.
And then both teams to... and then over 5.5 corners. Thanks, Reese.
Corners.
Hopefully I can pick out what those are.
Okay, over 5 corners. Yeah. And which one am I? Oh,
and then you got to use that thing from today.
Oh, I got
plus 240.
I got to go unlock it. 1 sec. Shout out to our friends at Bet365, by the way.
Shout out to all of
mama,
them.
I am in on that bad boy.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Yes, sir. Yes,
yeah,
sir.
if you don't know, are we even allowed to say what they're doing every day?
Nope.
They're doing fun stuff.
Slap that bad boy on there.
Why aren't we allowed?
I don't know. I think that might change right away, though.
Oh, right. Ace Race is coming up.
Ace Race is coming up, baby. Brought to you by Bet365. Shout out to our friends at Bet365. By the way, still plenty of games going on over at Bet365 throughout the summer. They are the presenting sponsor of my Ace Race coming back this year, July 13th, Cattail Crossing. We are going to be doing the ball sale thing that I talked about, which is logistically it's taken a little bit longer than we would have liked. So excited for that, we hope. And yeah. I just want people to be involved. That's all.
Yeah, I want people to watch, and I believe they will. The event is actually up now on YouTube, which you could just set a notification for, and it'll pop up on, what's the date again? The 14th?
Mm-hmm.
It'll show up on that day.
I'm going to go...
Are you on Flight Deck today?
I am still on Flight Deck today.
Check it out, Flight Deck. What time do they play?
The show starts at 4 o'clock Mountain because the Jays game's at 5 o'clock.
Nice, there you
Look
go.
at that. The Ace Race.
The Revenge Tour. The other thing about Flight Deck, if you can't catch it live, it is only 30 minutes. So you could try and get it in. It goes up as a podcast as well. So you could try and get it in as a podcast after.
Yeah, that is correct. I didn't know the match started so soon, so I'm being a bad show host here and just trying to...
Well, I give people a little insight on
You got anything else I can throw down on, Ty?
I think I'm going to go shots for Kyle Laren.
Oh, Matt's my boy.
Headers. People are debating right now the Oilers top 6. Someone said, Apple iPhone, Jake Vacation said, our top 6 is pretty yikes. McDavid, Hyman, Apple iPhone replied, McDavid, Hyman, Nuge, Podkolzin, Leon, Savoy. And then Jake said, compared to Florida, and continued on and said, I don't know, man, only a single 30-goal scorer when you have two of the best centers in the league speaks to the weakness of the winger depth.
They need one. They need one guy. I will say that, yes.
I think the top 6 is fine. I don't know if I go it's probably a top 10, not a top 5, I would think. That's just off the top of my head, though. In comparison to Florida, of course, like that looks really terrifying, and their top 9 is legit. But what I'll say is it's June 24th. And I know a lot of trades happened yesterday, and the Oilers weren't involved in any, but like they will do something. I don't know what it'll be, but they will probably have a new top 6 player by the time September rolls around.
I'll go quickly look at my Twitter notifications to see if we missed any. Here's Pierre LeBrun on Jason Robertson. It's parallel tracks for Dallas still. The Stars still trying in talks with his camp to find common ground on an extension, but at the same time must continue due diligence on trade market to cover themselves. Could go either way.
Whoa.
Okay, so that's interesting. Darren Dreger on Alex Tuck. With the 8-year term still an option, a sign-and-trade involving Alex Tuck is definitely likely.
There you go.
Okay, Darren Dreger earlier today on the Toronto Maple Leafs. The Maple Leafs are definitely closing in on deals, not necessarily related to Riley, and nothing is done yet, but I'm told things are developing. So we do know, just from reading Twitter, that Jason Robertson could or could not be traded, and the Leafs could have a trade done. They could not have a trade done, and it could or could not involve Morgan Riley.
You don't always have to be first to get stuff out there. You can just be right.
I would also add, what are they first on?
Yeah, there's no stuff. But there's no stuff in
I
that.
guess. But it's just like, feels like we need to get the news out. And it's just, like two very credible reporters, 100%.
And the word news is being used loosely there.
Yeah.
There wasn't
just
much
be
news.
like, yeah, apparently stuff's developing with Riley. Robertson might still get traded. Lil Nyes, said, Oilers were tied for first in the league with most 20 goal scorers last season. There's always that. They do need one more guy, though. I think we can all agree. Should we do Liam's board, or do you want to do a different day?
No, we can do Liam's board. I wanted to do one more thing, though, unless he's on it.
On what?
Your Liam's board?
Absolutely not.
There's a report today that Jesse Puljujarvi is looking to resume his NHL career. He's coming off a pretty good year in the Swiss League. Dave Pagnotta says the hip issues are totally sorted out. He had 52 points in 52 games with Geneve.
Good luck to him.
Put the camera on me, please. It will not be in Edmonton.
No.
Okay? We are talking about this once. It's not going to be in Edmonton.
Unless he comes.
In another city that's not here. Also, apparently, I said the Ace race is on the 12th. It is on the 13th.
Oh, I said it was on the 14th. So we circled around.
Liam's board today is brought to you by our friends at Capital GMC Buick. Built for Edmonton drivers, Capital GMC Buick offers an extensive selection of premium GMC vehicles, including the 2026 GMC Terrain Denali and the 2026 Sierra Denali Ultimate. Visit them online at capitalgmcbuick.ca. Liam's board, 5 things that Liam really wants to talk about.
So, as you know, most people around here would consider me a movie buff.
Yes.
So I went and saw Toy Story.
Follow him on Letterboxd.
Yeah, follow me on Letterboxd, Liam.movies. I went and saw Toy Story 5 the other day.
And did it live up to the hype?
It was awesome. It was really good. I gave it a 5 out of 5. It's a 100% movie. So then I thought, after, because I started, your algorithm kind of goes in the way of things. And they were talking about Pixar villains. So today, for Liam's board, I will be ranking my top 5 Pixar villains from the movies I've seen. But the problem is I don't know all their names because they're a bit obscure. And I think Reese drew them. We're going to find out.
It was a combination of The Office helped out. So Pat, Ryder, Reese, Corbin, and
so
Eli.
this one half did?
I didn't know Pat was such an artist. That's the one that shocked me.
Pat never surprises me. Whoa, I think I knew which one Pat did. So this first one is the villain from Toy Story 4. Lotso. You ever see Toy Story 4?
No.
Kind of a lunatic. So they're in a daycare, And he seems like he's a good guy. He runs a daycare, but really it's like basically a prison for some of them. And then I say maybe it's 3. It is 3. Sorry,
It's Toy Story 3.
And then when they're about to get like burnt from fire, and he has the opportunity to save them, and he just doesn't. So that's pretty wild. So there's one of them.
That was Eli
Thank
who
you,
drew
Eli.
the rest of that one. As you can tell, the first part, the printer got jammed.
This is in no particular order. Syndicate. Oh, you can't even see it on the screen. This is the guy from The Incredibles 1. Do you ever see that one?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Who drew this?
Patrick Puff.
Jesus,
Really?
Pat.
Oh, then we've got some good ones in here today. I'm quite happy with the gang.
Should I zoom in the camera?
No. Kind of also a lunatic. Like, just blows that plane out of the sky with kids on it.
Worse than 9/11. I'm kidding. Keep going.
Could be, So that was nuts, and he's just overall a bit of a lunatic because if I'm not mistaken, Mr. Incredible Mr. Incredible is his hero, and then he tells him to go home.
Yeah.
And then he becomes a villain. Like, get over it, man.
He's a wannabe Goku with that hair as well.
Yeah. But good movie, though.
I still root for Leon Draisaitl.
Yeah.
It's a joke that I think 8 people will get, and maybe one of them my wife is watching. Next.
Hopper from Bug's Life, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
This
I
guy
recognized him.
is nuts. Like, just willing to basically...
No, he's an ant.
No, he's a grasshopper. He just kind of wants to murder everyone. That's it. Like, that's a crazy villain.
Bad guy.
Bad guy. Also, too, like, kind of scary as a child. Do you remember, like, kind of at the start when they're introducing him, I think it was, like, nuts. Oh, no, the seeds, right? He drowns his buddy in seeds. Whew. It's pretty crazy. I did 6 today. This one's kind of crazy, too.
So keep in mind, sometimes when Liam's bored today, don't forget, I can only come up with 4 things.
Yeah.
Today you're doing 6 Pixar villains.
We
This is the
balanced them
top.
out. Well, there's a lot of them. It was hard to... Sorry, the other guy was called Syndrome, not Syndicate. I forget this guy's name, too. But he's the villain in Monsters, Inc. 1.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see that one?
Yeah.
And he is the boss of... I can't remember what Monsters, Inc. is called, like the place they work. Monsters Incorporated, of course. I should have probably known that one. I think his name's Watersworth or something like that. And just the fact he's just wants to hurt Boo the whole time.
And she's a kid.
And she is a child. Do you know, in that movie...
I would call him a child predator.
Yeah, I would too. The kid who played Boo in that movie did not have a script. And they just did whatever sounds that child did, because he's just a baby, essentially. Mm-hmm. Whatever they did in the moment, like they just made like real life bedrooms and shit. That's what the movie was. Kind of interesting. Next. This is the one you saw earlier.
Ooh. From Cars.
I can't get it quite down there. Chuck Hicks from Cars 1.
Number 85 car. Or 86 car.
He's not in the movie a lot. Sorry, the last one was called Water News. Thank you. He's not in the movie a lot, but at the end, when I believe the car is called Dino, the guy who's going to retire has like that crazy car accident, and Lightning McQueen goes to save him. He causes the accident. And it's just kind of ruthless. And I think the messaging is winning doesn't always mean you're the best. Sometimes if you're an asshole, you're actually the worst person to win. Makes you think about what's happening in Edmonton. Last but not least, of course, you definitely do not know this one.
Okay.
You don't.
All right.
And many won't. I actually don't know his name. Much like all of them here. Have you ever seen the movie Coco?
No.
I would actually highly recommend Coco. But this villain basically steals someone's entire identity.
Who drew this? This has to be Pat, right?
Ryder.
Wow.
Ryder.
That's really good, Ryder.
Bottom right, he signed it with his name as well.
Oh,
All
yeah,
right, okay.
Ryder.
We got a little bit of breaking news. We got to wrap her up.
What is it?
Tuck.
Okay. basically steal someone's identity. They're going to die if people don't remember him. Eventually, people start to remember him. And then it's all good, happily ever after.
Breaking news via insider Elliot Friedman. Alex Tuch is going to the Washington Capitals and signing an 8 by $10.5 million extension. Friedman adding he's not sure how all the pieces are quite fitting together, but Alex Tuch, the number one free agent on the market, is off the board via a sign and trade with the Washington Capitals. The Oilers, if you were someone who had a dream of them acquiring Alex Tuch, it ain't happening, boss. He is going to the Caps. I'll be honest. That deal, a little bit lower than I thought it'd be considering the market, but the 8th year obviously helps get this thing over the board. Across the goal line.
Do it. That is mine, thanks. I mean, I think Tuch's a good player. Like I said, you can get 30 goals out of him, all that stuff.
And the market stinks. Get a guy like Alex Tuch, if you're not going to pay him $10.5 million, you are giving up 2 to 4 premium assets for him.
Yes. Quickly, could you pull up like the most AAVs? Like, where does he rank amongst the league?
I can absolutely pull that up.
Because I think Adrian Kempe, we talked about him a lot at the start of the season, dreamed that he would come to Edmonton. He obviously re-signed.
Yeah. Do you want me to just do wingers? Or just
forwards?
Okay. So
I think Kempe's better is kind of my point, and he's only being paid $100,000 more, and he's also a few years younger. Alex Tuch's 33.
Yeah.
I think it's a big overpay.
He's going to be... I don't think it's a big overpay.
I think it's overpaid by like $1 million.
So I think he's going to be tied for the 16th highest AAV in the NHL.
For forwards.
Kaprizov, Draisaitl, Eichel, Matthews, McKinnon, McDavid, Marner, Rantanen, Kyle Connor, Pettersson, Nylander, Natchez, Pasternak, Panarin, Kempe, and then tied for 16th is Huberdeau and Tuch.
Jonathan Huberdeau, Jesus.
But again, that's not like a totally fair way to look at this contract, is to be like, he's the 16th highest paid forward in the NHL.
No.
Because the market is
curious.
the market.
Yeah.
And I also think a lot of these guys obviously signed when they were still RFAs, and they signed a few years ago, so it's different. I don't view it as an overpay, because now Washington already gave up the assets, but you get the player without giving up assets. And for a team like Edmonton, that had to be tempting to do that.
I would imagine it was. I'm glad the Oilers didn't do that. But also, I'm not saying that if they had done it and it got to a $10.5 million contract, it would have been the end of the world. I think they overpaid by $1 million, $1.5 million, whatever. Tuch's good. I just think that the Oilers can find something still for a cheaper price.
Another piece of news from David Pagnotta, our insider. Trocheck talk has picked up. The Sabres have been engaging. So that would make sense if Buffalo's going to take some of these assets. Maybe they keep 4th overall, but they move that other first round or 20th overall that they have, and they go and they flip 20th overall and something else for Vincent Trocheck.
Rangers are picking in the top 5. I think they're 5th, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Trocheck, he's an interesting player. I like him.
Florida has circled back on Connor Hellebuck from Pagnotta. The only way they can do it is if it's Lundell going the other way.
Because he's $5 million.
Yeah. And he's the only asset they have. It has to be like Lundell and someone else. I really Frank threw this out yesterday. Who says no if Buffalo calls Winnipeg and says 4th overall and UPL for Connor Hellebuck? I don't think anyone says no to that. If you're Buffalo and you come out of this, give up pick 20 in a deal for Trocheck, give up UPL and 4th overall for Hellebuck.
Yeah.
You've come out of this offseason despite losing Trocheck and Byram, but you have Hellebuck or you lost Tuch and Byram, sorry. You come out of it with Trocheck down the middle and Hellebuck.
You're looking pretty solid. Yeah. Yeah, I would agree.
One more from Darren Gregor. The Calgary Flames are trying...
Does this all happen during Liam's board?
Yes.
Holy moly.
The Calgary Flames are actively trying to move Connor Zary. The 24-year-old has another year left at $3.775 million. Calgary would like a second-round pick in return.
Oh, my God. All day. I would take Connor Zary. Do you want me to look him up?
Look him up.
I just love Connor Zary's attitude.
6 feet, so undersized, 24, has hit double digits and even strength goals every year so far in the NHL, despite not playing 82 games in a season.
Because they had the big contracts dispute last season, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct.
There's almost I would say, the lowest chance he would come here.
Left winger. Or yeah, I guess he plays center. Not good in the face-off dot, probably is a winger.
even strength possession driving plays per 20. Connor Zary is in the 82nd percentile. But everything else is kind of mid.
Still, he's $3.775 million. It might only cost you a second round pick.
Completely agree. Well, the risk is so. I've said this a lot, right? Like, so you can get the guys. What is he? 24?
Yeah.
Why not?
If I had 2 phones, like I'm Kevin Gates, and
Kevin Gates.
I got 2.
Okay.
One. This phone is talking to Ryan Johnson in Vancouver. This one's talking to Craig Conroy in Calgary, and it's like, you want a first for Jake DeBrusk?
Yeah.
Can I get Connor Zary for a second, and I'll throw you a prospect? I think I'm taking the Connor Zary for a second. I know he's not as good of a player, but like fewer assets, less cap space. It's a really tempting deal.
I think they're actually a lot more even than you would think, based off their percentiles. And younger, cheaper. Can you find a better player than Jake DeBrusk? Probably.
Yeah.
Like, if you come out of this offseason, just hypothetically, walk with me here, and it's McCabe and Zary, you're probably not that upset about things. I don't think the Oilers are getting Zary, though.
I'm going back to my 2 phones really quick.
Okay.
So, you want a first for Jake DeBrusk? Will you give me Zary for a second and insert lower end piece? Okay. Hey, I'm trading my second for Connor Zary. I'll throw Quinn Hudson in the deal if you just give me Jake DeBrusk. This is my final offer, or else I'm taking Zary in 6 seconds. And you make Ryan Johnson say yes, and then you get DeBrusk for less. That's how good of a GM I would be.
Like Jeff Jackson moves.
We got to go watch the Canada match.
Go Canada, go.
Go Canada, go.
Big save already by their goalie. Yeah.
Oh, we're 14 minutes in. Holy smokes. I don't want to eat my soup. Okay, that is a wrap on today's edition of Oilers Nation Everyday.
Fairly well.
Have a great Wednesday. We're back tomorrow, noon Mountain. More Oilers talk. Guarantee you we get another big trade in the NHL. So we'll have all that to break down.
Someone just put in there, sorry. DeBrusk isn't waving to go to a rebuilding team in Calgary. That's not what you said at all.
No. I was Stan Bowman in that
scenario. He was
scenario.
Stan Bowman.
I was not.
He was on the phone with Conroy and Johnson.
Yeah, I had 2
I can
phones.
see why that would be confusing.
One for the plug.
Yeah, all good.
And then I put them both on the phone together. You know when people will make
2
Chinese food restaurants start ordering to each other? And then accidentally I do end up trading Connor Zary for Jake DeBrusk, and I'm Stan Bowman. Fuck. I hate when that happens. Oilers just front office laughing their ass off at this prank, and all of a sudden it's like, you just hear like, yeah, that's a deal. And you're like, wait.
No.
God damn it.
Classic. All right. See you later.
Go Canada. Oil up.
What's up, Nation citizens? If you enjoyed today's episode of Oilers Nation Everyday, make sure you hit the subscribe button here on our YouTube to not miss any of our content. We got you covered from interviews, insight, analysis, everything you need to stay up to date on everything around the team. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a video.